Hello and welcome back to HRD Live, where I'm joined by Dawn Moore. Dawn, how are you doing?
Hello, very well, thank you.
Fantastic. So I understand you've just come off stage from your session. How was it up there? How'd it go?
Fantastic atmosphere, and it was obviously a subject that people were really interested in, because I ended up with standing room only, so I was quite privileged with that.
Yeah. Materialising chairs out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
I can't say the same for me now. It's disappointing. But regardless, clearly it was a huge topic.
Yeah.
What were you talking about with
So I was talking about diversity and inclusion, and specifically some of the challenges around measuring it. And I spoke particularly from the point of view of my experience in the construction industry, which likes hard commercial data. And obviously that's a challenge when it comes to diversity and inclusion, because a lot of it's how people think and feel.
Right, that's fascinating. So how on earth do you approach that then? When you that's I think a real problem, I think a lot of the time with D&I especially, is that there's almost this idea of show me the figures here, show me why this is something I should be focusing on. How do you approach that?
One of the things I've suggested to people is that actually you need to look at the business challenges that your specific sector has and try and link something that, for example, commercial or operations people might see as intangible, like D&I, to one of those. A good example in construction is it's well known, and people talk about a sector skill shortage. So actually, that's a good link into, well, currently how are we recruiting people, and actually how do we broaden our recruitment so we appeal to more people?
Right.
And that's quite a specific way of saying that there's a business challenge, and actually D&I can really help you here, along with some broader thinking about how you work.
And there are so many different kinds of D&I to factor into that as well. Talking about skills shortages, so obviously we talk about whether it be gender or ethnic diversity, but also just different ways of thinking, neurodiversity, different ways of approaching things as well. Is how can a business get started if they think like this looks so big? I have no idea where to begin with D&I. Where should they start? How do they know what to do?
Well, I think again it's a challenge for most businesses, including construction, to be more innovative. And again, you can even link D&I to innovation, because we asked our people, for example, how can we make this company more inclusive in a way that we haven't thought of? And you get some absolutely fantastic ideas when you ask those questions. The previous business I was in, we asked that question, and a lady came up with a fantastic idea about faith-appropriate personal protective equipment.
Right.
Yeah, and that not only made the industry appeal to more people, but that kind of went viral across the UK, nationally and internationally. So again, it's a great example of making something that appears intangible very tangible in response to a business challenge.
That's fascinating. I wish we could talk about this for longer.
Me too.
There's so much to discuss. But as I said, for a lot of people watching it, HR leaders, business leaders, who maybe want to approach this kind of stuff, if they want to get this kind of change started, is it a mindset change? Is it a cultural change? What's the first jump off for them? Where should they think about starting? What would be your top tip, I suppose?
Yeah, I think, well, a big thing for my session was obviously around what types of data and measure do you use. And you will have what I called your hard data, particularly around D&I. How many people do you have? Ethnic makeup of those people, gender, all the stuff that we've already spoken about. But I think by far and away the best place to start is asking your people what they see the problems are, and particularly when it comes to D&I, ask the people who are from the groups who are underrepresented in your business, because they'll be experiencing some of the challenges that you need to fix. So again, a big message from my session with start by measuring, I guess, your cultural engagement and ask your people. Sounds simple. I don't underestimate how hard it is to do it, but it generates, again, thought that sat in a boardroom you probably otherwise wouldn't get.
Fantastic, Dawn. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Stay tuned, everyone, for more from HRD Live very soon.